Hello, it's John Ross with the John Ross Show today on June 8th, 2026, Monday. It's 74 degrees outside, and we're going to talk about more scams and now a presidential scam. That's what we're going to be talking about. And like I said, it's 74 degrees outside. We're going to take that down right now. And we're going to be talking this week too also about a special day that's coming up on Sunday. It's called Children's Day, and we want you to think about that, how we can help our children in our country, in your neighborhood, in your household, and we want you to do that. So that's coming up on Sunday, Children's Day. And you can look at the website, nationalchildrensday.us. We got stuff there. And I put some stuff up there about that. Okay. We had a good week last week. I did tell you, I maybe didn't tell you, I'm renaming my car right now. You say, why are you renaming your car? Well, I got it in my mind so much. I saw Big Boy at West Chicago. This is the world's largest steam locomotive, operational steam locomotive, 133 feet long, 1.3 or 2 million pounds weight, got a horsepower of 8,500. Anyway, it's a big boy. It was built during 1941 and refurbished a few years ago by Union Pacific. It's going across the country, and it was in West Chicago. Some 61,000 people saw that in the 6 hours it was in West Chicago. It's just a nice attraction. So I'm renaming my car Big Boy, so I can go. I'm going to go out to Big Boy. Of course, that was a restaurant too in the area. I think they're still in Wisconsin, called Big Boy. Now, we're going to talk about some scams out there. And on Friday, we had candidate, she's a candidate for sheriff, and she's also the undersheriff of King County. Amy Johnson was with us, and we talked about scams. She's got a lot of information. I'm going to throw up the phone number a little later here on how to reach the sheriff's department on these. But the best thing to do this is not to get involved with the scam. And that's what Amy was trying to do, and that's what I'm going to be trying to do, is not to get involved with a scam. Now, over the weekend, I was at an event called Chop Around the Clock, and here, I'll put the little of that up. I was there, and it was raising money for Ronald McDonald House Charities. And my friend Craig Foltos was doing it for 24 hours, Friday and Saturday. And I found out on Friday about a scam that just was happening to an individual it was a ComEd scam. And the scam was to pay them cash or else you'd lose your electricity. And they had a lot of repercussions how they knew these things, and got Walgreens involved too. It didn't make much sense. But that's just one scam. And today, another friend I was talking with, and I think he likes these scams. I don't know. Or he likes to play with them on the phone. And it was something that you entered a contest. Remember those at the store? I don't know if they have them anymore, that you filled out something, you were going to win something. Well, basically, maybe those weren't the scam, but they would say that you did this, you won this prize. I forgot what his contest was. It was huge. I don't know. Anyway, I forgot what he had to do, but it was totally a scam. And of course, we talked about the love scam on this Friday. That's a big one, giving money to somebody overseas and for love. Maybe it's in the tens of thousands of dollars people are doing. And Under Sheriff Amy said she advised someone not to do it, but you know what people do? They did it. They they gave this money, and then they come back to the sheriff and say, "Hey, we lost our money. Can you help us get it back?" Yeah, it's very hard. So we gotta just not get into that. Just not get into that. And then over the weekend, I would call it the presidential scam. Now, you can argue with me on that, but I call it the presidential scam. It was on Meet the Press that the president was talking about the California elections, and he was calling them rigged, and the interviewer kept asking, "What's the problem? Give us the beef." And you remember that line from the it was in the 80s. Yeah, it was in the 80s with Gary. It was Stella, whatever. It was for Wendy's. And putting down some others. Where's the beef? Yeah, Mr. President, where's the beef? He couldn't answer that, and he got frustrated and left, saying the California elections are rigged and blah blah blah, and maybe that's a setup for the fall. That's what we got to worry about. So he's trying to create a problem which is not a problem. There's no proof of that. Just because it takes longer, the Californians got a law that they can have 7 days to get their votes in mail-ins. So that's election law is a state thing, and then he doesn't like that some movie star, not quite a movie star, some movie person was running against the California or L.A. mayor and was second. Now is third. It's only the top two move ahead. So he didn't like. He was a bad kid, and but no, he's really setting that up, and yeah, it's not good. We don't need more scams out there, Mr. President. We don't need more scams out there. And we don't like you to do that. And let's get our act together here. And so anyway, on these scams, I'm gonna dig up that number here real fast. If you know of if you have a problem there, or the King County Sheriff, I'm going to give you their I guess we will call this it's the non-emergency number for King County. That's what we'll be using here, and it's just what it is, a non-emergency number. So call that number if you have experienced a scam or want to report something, and we're going to try to report more of these out there on these scams, and there's so many. We got to be vigilant. Basically, if they call you, that's the problem. You can call your gas company, your electric company, your bank, but when they quote are calling you, you got to watch out. They can even cheat on that phone ID, so you got to be vigilant. And another thing is they can cheat with AI on voice. If you're some relative quote calling, I need money, John. Can you wire me $1,000? I need that. And it sounds like the relative, but just an AI generated voice. So my voice could be generated too out there that way, and you change the words and everything. And it's a scam. So we got to keep vigilant on these things. And so that's the number for the King County Sheriff, non-emergency number. So we got to keep vigilant on these scams. Well, we've been talking about this for a while. I'm going to bring it up again. What's the price of gas out there, brother? Okay. I'm going to put the price up here. 1 second here. We're going to get our gas prices. I anticipate now. This is just I've heard and others. I think the gas prices are going to stop dropping here because the war in with Iran is not stopping. It's not solved, as some would like to say. I think the president would like to say it's solved, but it's not solved. Sorry. But the prices have dropped some here. So here's the current price here in the area. We have Cook. This is the average Cook County right now is at $4.53 and 3/10. Kane is $4.44 and 7/10. Illinois is just a little over $4.50, and the country is just about 410, 411 there on the national price of gas. So certain states, mostly in the southern part, are a little lower, so that lowers that. I haven't looked what California was. It was at over $6. I'm sure it dropped a little. But the big question is not so much, well, it is part related to the blockage of the Gulf of Hormuz, but the next question is they're going to be running out of gas. Yes, a drainage of gas, or fuel, I should say. So that's where the pricing could come back, skyrocket. So and if the Gulf of Hormuz or the Strait of Hormuz is open, it'll still take a while. It'll take weeks to get that back. So it's very precarious. And then the summertime's a lot of driving, and also the jet fuel will be another problem there also. So that's what's happening on the fuel front. Fuel. We got fuel here. Okay, well, I thank you for listening here, and keep yourself vigilant on these scams. And I want you to just keep your eyes open for those. And remember the King County, let me put that up one more time. The King County Sheriff is one way we can help that, or your local police, whatever that may be. And but we gotta just keep warning on these, and I'm going to try to keep posted on these, because the best is the prevention part. It's very hard to pick someone off on these things. I mean, it's possible. We gotta not say you can't do it, because we'll just keep it going. But it is very hard, and it's a bad thing, and we're gonna keep watching on it. So for scams, that's a non-emergency number at King County Sheriff's Department. Well, we're going to be back on Wednesday. I got a special guest that I met at a conference. Actually, I met Under Sheriff Johnson at this conference too. It's going to be Dr. Bradley Olson of National Louis University. And we're talking about AI and other things. And some of these are in deception too with AI. So it's somewhat related to scams, but how AI can be used for good, and how it can be used for, on the bad side. But how schools can use AI and how they should use it. And we got to think critical thinking for our students too. Not let them get into slop and just get away with it if AI is going to do that. So Wednesday we're going to have Dr. Bradley Olson and with us. So that'll be a treat. And I'm going to close out with one thing again, just to remind us about Children's Day coming up on Sunday. So keep yourself thinking about our children, and that's this Sunday. So thank you for listening for a few moments here, and keep yourself vigilant about these scams. So So thank you until we meet again. We'll say bye bye now. So bye bye, everybody.